Welcome to Hope and Direction. We're so glad you tuned in today. Thanks for stopping by for a little hope and direction during the COVID crisis. We're always putting these videos out every day to give you a boost in your spiritual energy, to give you some inspiration in your daily walk, and to help you grow spiritually. We really do want to continue to give you hope and direction. And today we're talking about what do you do when you don't know what to do? A lot of us have almost gotten out of gas. We are seeing a little bit of the light at the end of the tunnel with some openings, but there are just so many unanswered questions. There are so many things that are challenging for us. I know certain people are like, look, I'm ready to go out, but I've got a family member that I really can't put in danger, and I just don't know how to handle that. We've got people that are networked with us that say, if you do this, I won't hang out with you. There's so many challenges for us, and frankly, a lot of us are just out of gas. And the question is, what do we do when we don't know what else to do? What do we do? How do we find the strength to keep going? Today we want to give you some hope and direction in that area. Now, one of the things that you always have to remember, and we always have to remember, is that when we don't know what to do in terms of practical next steps, like should I go to the store, or could I not wear a mask, or should I wear a mask? I would say, maybe you should wear a mask if you're asking that question, but people are saying we don't know what to do. You can always go back to your home base when you're out of gas, when you're out of strength, with the strength that the Spirit of God provides. Jesus told us, he said he's going to send us the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is going to remind us of the things that Jesus taught, and he's going to guide us into truth. He's going to convict us where we're off base, and he's going to be a counselor, a comforter to us. And one of the things that we can always go back to is when we feel like we're totally out of strength, we're totally out of gas, we can always go back and say, okay, Lord, I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to put one foot in front of the other in terms of the practical things that we're supposed to do. There are some things that we can go straight back to scriptures and say, all right, what is it that we need to do when we don't know what to do? 1 Peter is an absolute treasure in this area in chapter 4. He says, now remember, Peter's writing to people in the first century all throughout Asia Minor, what is modern-day Turkey, and he says, the end of all things is near. Do you ever feel like the end is near? I mean, a lot of people would say, this is the end of the world. It certainly feels like it. It feels like many of us are just about ready to lose our minds, right? But we do know that the end is near because Jesus is resurrected from the dead and he's coming back soon. He's coming back soon. So we know that the end is near. We are in the last days. We're in the days where Jesus can come back soon. He says, therefore, okay, if the end is near, what in the world do we do? If we don't know what to do, what do we do? He said, therefore, be alert. Be of sober mind so that you can pray. He's basically saying, listen, there's one thing that you can do when you don't know what you can do, is that you can pay attention to the Spirit of God and you can call out to him in prayer. And then he goes further, he says, above all, love covers over a multitude of sins. Love each other deeply because love covers over a multitude of sins. Listen, you can never go wrong loving people. You can never go wrong loving people. No matter what they do, no matter what you did, you can always go back and say, you know what? I don't even know what to do with that situation, but I'm going to choose to love. I don't even know what I'm going to do with that decision that these people made, or what happened in my workplace, or what's happening in my community, but I can choose to love, and you can never go wrong with that. And he says, offer hospitality without grumbling. Well, I don't know if we're going to be offering a whole lot of hospitality. I guess 25 people or less. Is that where we are in stage 2 in the state of Indiana? Wherever you are, whatever measure of hospitality you can do. I just know a lot of people that have gone out and they've stood in people's front yards and waved to the sick and said hi to them from a distance. I know people that have gone and knocked on windows at nursing homes and waved to people. I know people that may be sick themselves, but they have taken the 1 or 2 hours of the day that they felt good enough, and they picked up the phone and they called someone. We can offer hospitality. We can offer care. When you don't know what to do, you can always care for people. It will make you feel good, and it will make them feel good. And each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others, faithfully stewarding God's grace in its various forms. In other words, God's grace is in you. Whatever you choose to do, let him be your strength. Let him be your guide, and choose to do things in him, and he will reward you for that with the presence of his power and joy. And then it says, if anyone speaks, they should do it as one who speaks the very words of God. You know, when we are stressed or when we are confused, it's very difficult to find the right words. Very difficult. And what we found is that if we say, okay, God, I want you to speak through me, it will change your entire perspective at a baseline, but actually deep down inside you, God will give you the Spirit to give you the words to say when you don't think that you have them. And I know it may seem strange, but I know a lot of talkative people. I know a lot of expressive people, myself included, who have felt like they're at a total loss for words. I don't even know what I can say anymore because we've said it all. We keep going around this same circle. What are we going to do next? When are things going to open? Is my friend going to heal? Are we going to get sick? Are we going to get better? You know what? It's very difficult to speak loving and kind words when you feel as confused as many of us do at this time in our lives. And yet we can ask God's Spirit to be in us, and he will actually allow us to speak his very words of encouragement to other people. Open your heart up to the Spirit of God and let that come out of your mouth as you speak the very encouraging words of God. And then I love how he ends this. He says, if anyone serves, in other words, whatever you do, right, you should do it with the strength God provides, so that in all things God may be praised through Jesus Christ. Look, if you're out of gas, there's hope that God will provide you strength. Never try to do it in your own strength. You'll run out of gas and you'll crumple. Look to him. Call out to him. Ask the Holy Spirit, hey, Holy Spirit, come. Remind me of your truth. Remind me of the peace that I need. Remind me of the peace that you need. And then ask him to fill up everything that you say and do, and even your thoughts and emotions with him. And he'll help you take the next step, even when you don't know what to do and you feel like you don't have any strength. Let's turn to him together. We're so glad that you stopped by. We're going to be broadcasting these videos on Facebook and YouTube. If you liked it, please give us a like. Subscribe to our YouTube, BridgePoint Valparaiso, or join our Facebook group, BridgePoint Facebook, and definitely share this with your friends, your loved ones, or people who need a little more hope and direction. This Sunday, we're going to be opening up our services in accordance with the guidelines of the state of Indiana. We're going to have all kinds of preparation at BridgePoint to ensure your safety. We have announced that in video form. We're also sending out little emails. We're going to send you some more encouragement in that direction. We are going to be setting up the flow of our service to allow for social distancing, and we're going to try to keep people safe, and we encourage people to practice responsibility. If you need to be safe by staying at home, then do that. If you feel that you can come and you're healthy and that would be a good experience for you, we encourage you to come out on Sunday morning. But if you can't, please know that we're going to continue to live stream. We're going to have a live stream of our Sunday service as we continue our series, The Spirit of Life. We're going to do that at 10:30 for you on Facebook and YouTube. We look forward to seeing you then, either in person or online. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow if you stop by for our Hope and Direction at high noon. And until the next time we get together, keep the eyes of your heart focused on Jesus. Let's follow him together.